Hey guys, so I've been wanting to make this video for a while. So what I do for a job is I'm a glass bead maker, and right now I technically do it part-time because I have a almost 2-year-old and a high-functioning autistic 5-year-old, and they take a lot of my time. So I do it part-time now, but I would like to do it more, and I have done 60-hour weeks in the past. And I feel like having the luxury, having the ability is a luxury to do it part-time right now. But I just wanted to talk to you today about how I got there, how I kind of designed my own dream job for myself. I actually hate talking about what I do when I meet someone. I absolutely hate it because people assume that it's just a hobby, especially since I'm a mom and I do it part-time now, that it's just a hobby and it brings in a little bit of extra income. But I can tell you that even part-time, I make more money than I would in some of the jobs I was considering getting a college education in. If I was had gotten the degree, gotten the job, and was working them full-time. So it's been really successful. There's ups and downs, and it completely depends on the market, and you just have to let go of all that. That's a topic for another conversation. But I wanted to talk to you about some of the things I needed to realize in order to get going selling. And so there was some random guy on a forum who responded to a thread I posted whining about lack of sales. And this is the stupidest advice you'll ever hear, but just please have an open mind, okay? He told me that I can't sell things if they're not for sale. If I haven't, I wanted to be paid ahead of time. I didn't want to take special orders, but I wanted to be paid ahead of time. I wanted to know before I made the item, the beads, that somebody was going to buy them. Well, there's no guarantee for that. You have to just go put the hours in, make something that you're inspired to make. That's the key there. Be inspired and just be prolific. Just keep making and keep posting them for sale, or if you're doing fairs or festivals, keep getting out there. If that's not the venue for you, find a different one. But don't expect to have great success or great sales if you don't have great inventory and don't have great visibility for that inventory. In other words, you don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising, but you do have to have a good stock. If you have an Etsy or eBay store or a table at the craft fair, have a really good stock of things. Sometimes you'll come out with a new design and you'll make it in one color, and you think that you're judging the design. So if that one thing doesn't sell, you think that your design is a failure. That's not true. You have too many variables there to consider. The color, the size, depending on what you make. So you have to really test your market. And when we're doing handmade things, that means we have to put a lot of time and inventory in. So remember that. And the second thing, which ties into the first, which is more practical, but love what you do. Especially when you're starting out, you're in the process of skill building, and ideally this should take you a few years. For me, I started halfway between high school, right after I finished my sophomore year. I put that entire summer into learning the basics of bead making, and then I continued on with it for the next 2 years of high school, and it took me 1 or 2 years full-time once I gotten out of high school, and thankfully my parents let me live with them during the time. It took me those 2 years to get the business to where I was making a good income and could support myself. So that's a lot of unpaid hours. And the only way that you are going to have the self-discipline to put those hours in is if you really love what you do and you're really engaged with the process and learning. And so research is a big part of this. Join a community, even if it's just an online community. I did not have the option at the time to take a class in person, so the online glass bead making communities were amazing. The forums and stuff were amazing to teaching me when I got stuck, helping me keep going. Have a community and look at other people's work. Don't copy, don't look at it too much. Disengage from that, create your own style. Look at different boards, different things completely removed from what you're doing for inspiration. Photography, art. I am really inspired by paintings, even though I just do glass beads, and the colors, when you paint and when you mix paint, that's a fine art, fine tune. I have a best guess at that with glass because they rely on heavy metals to color the glass, and sometimes those react with each other, so it's not like you can just mix red and blue and get purple. That doesn't work with glass. So what was I saying? Sorry, lost my train of thought. But yeah, have a community and be inspired by things outside of that. Like, I find inspiration everywhere. I'm inspired by nature. I say that, I think I have it printed on my website or my business card or something like that. And a lot of my designs are natural and stuff, but inspiration can come from anywhere, just like a trip I'm on or something I see in the store, a rug, fashion. Just like looking at, I don't dress up because I work on a torch and I burn holes in my clothes and stuff, but I like to look at fashion sometimes because the color combinations inspire me. So just keep it fun. And if you find that you don't really love what you're doing and you're just doing it because you thought it would be, you wanted to do something crafty or you wanted to do something on your own, then you thought that was something that would sell, either do it as a hobby, but if this is like a full-time kind of thing for you, if you have the dream for that, find a medium that you do really love, and keep educating yourself. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that's helpful for some of you aspiring to sell your arts and crafts. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer them. Bye.